Good morning, happy Wednesday, halfway through the week, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I'm not complaining. How are you all doing today? Shit. King Milo, hello, how are you doing? All right, so what are we working on today? We're getting into coding stuff. Oh, it's fun. We are continuing with the experimentation slash learning slash whatever we want to call it with the world and what it's going to be. You're good. It's a little bit late here in Sydney. Dropping by to say hello. Well, thank you for dropping by. What time is it in Sydney? It's like past midnight or around there, right? My knowledge about like what time zones are in other parts of the world is pretty bad. 10:54. Okay, that's like past my normal bedtime. I try to be in bed by 10, so I can get up early and do these streams. But okay, that's not like too terribly bad. I've seen some people be like, oh yeah, it's like 2 a.m. Maybe I should go to bed now. I can't do that. Like if I try to stay up too late, I just end up not being able to do anything at all. You started your first tech job about a month ago. Congratulations. How are you enjoying it? Is it everything you expected it to be? Like, just how is your journey going? Okay, so we have all these things that we know that we need. And so we need to figure out what we're gonna do for like the communications with this. Now, we have resources and they're probably gonna be the easiest. Let's imagine that we're in our zombie and we're gonna like start actually building this out. Which means we might as well also set up GGEZ for this. Although, like, to begin with, really, I don't know if it's that necessary. Yeah. Okay, let's create a new file. We're gonna make this the main library. So I'm gonna have a main state here. To be honest, very happy. It was a tough journey to get here since you just finished university as the virus started, but you made it and you're learning heaps. That is awesome. That is great that you made that. And like it's in my opinion that the first job is the hardest job. And it's ironic, like finding future jobs will be it won't be as painful, but it won't be like super easy, but like it gets easier the more history you have under you. So I'm happy for you. That's awesome. Okay, so if we have main state here, no, that nothing about this is correct at all. Okay, so what are we gonna store in? We know we're gonna need the world, so we're gonna take in this world, and we know we need you to be a world, which in this case, what that means is we need to like pull in this BBECS. So what I'm gonna do for that, now we have the world publicly here. In our cargo toml, I'm going to the dependencies, and we're gonna say BBECS equals, and I think we can do path equals. I'm gonna go one up, ECS, and I think that's it. I think that's all I need. That should reach out and grab it from here. Which also means that as soon as Rust Analyzer is done looking at this, this can be, there we go, BBECS world. So we're gonna store that away. And I think that's all we need right this second, because I want to store all of like the state type things into the world itself. Okay, so let's create a new. Return self. So we need to initialize a world, and then we're good to go. So sort of, except we don't need that. Now you're just yelling at me because, oh, we should implement a default. We can try a default. I'm not sure how long it's gonna actually last. Let's see, we're gonna derive. Sure, debug and default. In that case, then we can just pub function new. We'll just start with a self default. Sure. And then in main here, just to like sort of make things work, we're gonna create the main state. Let's see. State new. And then I suppose what we could do is we'll just debug the main state. All right, so then at this point, we should be able to just run this. So here you are in the zombie simulator. If we just do a cargo run, here we have main state, and we have the world with just this resources, but resources is empty too. So not entirely surprising. Okay, but the entire point of this is so we can go into our README and start looking at like what we need to store, the arena size. So what's our what's the actual like resolution we want this to be? I'm able to do, let me double check. I'm doing 1920 by 1080. So I definitely don't want to be above that. I'm thinking maybe slightly below that might be best. So let's see, 1920 by 1080. It could be a square. So what if I just do like 1080? 1080, that'd be the entire height. So maybe like 1,000 by 1,000, 800 by 800. That would allow me to like have it on a side like this. That might not be too bad. So like 800, let's try 800 by 800. And of course we can change this later. But what I'm thinking of doing is here in main, we're going to set let our like the arena size. We're gonna set this to be probably like a tuple of 800 by 800. You're all gonna need to be F32s. I'm not necessarily sure I want to like state exactly what type that is gonna be. And that means that in here, we're probably going to start passing this in. So we're going to pass arena size into main state, which means you now need to take the arena size, which is going to be a tuple, F32, F32. Actually, in that case, I don't need to label you. You will still figure it out because of that entire thing. Okay, so given this, and actually thinking about this, I really want to turn these into this. This should be like a point, right? So if I want to have some kind of point, let's create a folder where we're gonna put like it's not components, and it's like the data structures. I guess it could be like the resource. I guess it's like data structures, right? It's a little pieces of data. If I do like data structures, I've always been curious, like, can I do dashes with this? Do I do a mod? I'll need to do a pub mod data structures like that. Okay, you can't find it, which means, yeah, you have to be like, do you need to be that? No, you still can't find it. You need to be exactly as it's written out. And inside of here, we're going to have a mod.rs. See, access is denied. Or maybe it's a different problem. King Mio, you're going to head off to bed. Well, thank you for hanging out and saying hi this morning. And also, again, congratulations on a month at the job. Couldn't read. Oh, wait. No, I put this into... This isn't a zombie simulator. Spells it the same way. Can't you find it? Okay, let's come into here. So I'm gonna want a oh, I think you're right. Oh, thank you so much. Also, good morning, Tim. I think you're right. Oh, okay, so I'm actually really curious. If I change this to like a dash. Okay, that it just immediately doesn't work. Couldn't find it. If I change this to camel case, that doesn't work. Okay, so it has to be like that. Come on. Like that. All right, so in mod, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna want like a point. If I do, we want a pub mod. Am I gonna call it a point, or am I gonna call it like a vector? I don't know if there's gonna be that big of a difference. We could just do like a vector. So vector 2. Pub mod vector 2. Now, can I tell you to create the module? Oh, look at that. It will auto create it for itself for me. That's cool. So pub struct vector 2. And then, yeah, we're going to have an X, which is an F32, Y, which is 2, impl, 2. We're going to take x and y, which is a vector 2, return u, which should be a self. And then that's going to be a self x and y. Okay, and then you're just, you need probably be pub. We're also going to need to derive debug. Okay. So then, okay, so we have our arena size. Let's actually make this a vector 2. So that way in here, we're just going to say, okay, create an arena size. You're a vector 2, new 800 by 800. Okay. Sylvie, what's up? Hi. Sylvie. Huh. Hi. You want to come over here? No? Okay. Sylvie was meowing and now is just opting to hang out in the closet and stare. As cats do. Okay, so we pass this in and we're gonna want to create, oh, hello. So we're gonna want to create a resource and insert this like arena size as a resource into whatever it's called, like the world. So if we can, it could just be the vector 2 itself. That would be pretty awesome. But how would I end up doing that if like we have different component data types? We can have like a single data structure that that can like have any different type of data types inside of it. I don't necessarily like that. I think dynamic dispatch is going to be fine for us. That's going to use us like the dyn keyword, and so we're going to have like a trait. So that tells me, I'm going to come back up to BBECS, and for a library, we're going to need a trait for resources. So let's actually create a trait. So we're going to have a pub trait. Essentially, yeah, resource. Now, let's say we don't necessarily throw in anything in here right now. You go down here. Yeah. So you go out to you. So pubmod resource. Okay, so then we can pull that in. So we're gonna want, we have we have like the actual just data structures. We're probably gonna want the like resources. Okay, so you could find that just fine. And then inside of here, we'll have a pub mod. What are we looking for? In this case, it's going to be the arena size. and we'll create that module. Okay, so we're gonna pub struct arena size. Yeah, we'll probably just have like a width and a height. So pub width is F32. Height is an F32. We can import arena size to create a new one. So width and height. Okay, not bad, except I do want to be that. And then we're going to just do self width height close. Yeah. And then possibly most importantly, we're going to now import that trait. So import resource, which is from that for arena size. Now there's no methods to associate with this. We just basically added a marker trait onto you, but that's fine. Okay, so now we need to create this resource. So let size source is equal to arena size new, and we're going to pass in arena size.x and arena size.y. Okay, perfect. Now I want to insert this resource into the world. So how is that going to work? We have this resources, so we're going to have import world like an add resource, right? So pub function we're going to take a mutable reference to self and the resource, which we should take ownership of. But we can't say exactly what it is. So even though we're taking ownership of it, you're going to have to be a Dyn resource. Which we can't just do that, so you're gonna have to be boxed up, aren't you? So you're gonna have to be a box with a Dyn resource inside, like that. Because otherwise, it's just like, I don't know what this is. Okay. So we have this box Dyn resource. Now our other choice is, instead of using a box, we just give it like what we know that it is, which is going to be an RC with a ref cell, and then Dyn resource inside of that. So RCs and ref cells are smart pointers. They're going to allow us to have interior immutability, but only getting like not having to get mutable access to the entire world, which is pretty cool. So this still works. So then we're going to take this resource and we want to add it into this resource. So we're probably going to want like the name of it, right? Yeah, I think we're going to want like a name for this. So resource, and then we're also going to take in the name of the resource, which is in this case, probably just go static stir. Then come into here and we're gonna take in, it's like, yeah, add the resource to itself. We're gonna have the resource itself, which is gonna be this RC. So we know it's gonna be an RC. It's gonna be a ref cell with a dyne resource. And then the name, which is the stir. So actually, you don't need to be a static stir, you could just be a stir. I don't know what we need to return at this point in time. Now, storing this in, we can have the name be like a string, which is going to be like a key, right? Because I think that would work. My other choice is, instead of having the names be a string, is I can have them be an enum, because a resource can only be like one enum at a time. And then we can do like a hash map of like the resource names. So let's imagine here under resources, could I have like names? So like this is gonna be pub enum name. So in this case, we're gonna have the arena size, and that's it. Like that's all we care about here. So if we do that, we're gonna need a trait for this, aren't we? We're gonna need a trait for this if we don't want it to be an actual like string. And we want it to just be the thing. I don't know. I think like maybe the strings would be good, but we can have a generic, something that implements. Oh, it's not okay. We do an implement. Let's bring in. There's a crate called Strum. Is there also like one strum macro? No. Or strum enum? I think it's just strum. I think that's all we need. So if we do that, we come back to you. I want to now derive to string. Yeah, I need to go look it up. See exactly how it's used. Oh, it's strum macros. That's what it is. needs strum macros. Okay, so then back into here, use strum macros to string. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then okay, so then in our main library, our name, oh, we haven't done this yet. This is going to be the main library of ECS. You're not going to take a name. You're going to take a name in here, but it's not going to be a stir like that. We're going to say that you need to impl to string. So that works. Then we're going to come back into resources here, and we're going to say, okay, you're not going to be a stir. You're going to be an impl to string. Then this allows us to have this be a hash map. Wait. You need to be a probably string and then a resource. Close. It's going to be this RC ref cell resource. So we're going to have pub. Let's just call this like the data inside of it. You're going to be a hash map. We're going to have a string as the key, and we're going to have this RC ref cell dyn resource. So then here, if we do default, I think there's nothing stopping us from still just doing self default like that. This is going to default to empty. And then in here, okay, so to insert into here now, we don't have that. We have the resource. It's exactly what we want it to be. We just need to insert this in. So this is going to be self.data.insert name to string, and then the resource. That sounds exactly right. What are you upset about? No field name data on type self. Impl resources, okay. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Open. Oh, one more closed. That's what the problem is. Okay, so you find that. Oh, so look at this. If we want to do debug on this, we have to add on to the trait. I think it's going to be like a where. Oh, I vaguely remember how to do this. We did it once before. Let's see. Add debug trait to what is it going to be called? It's a trait. It's really when we're defining a trait. And what are you gonna be about? It's debug. Okay, so I don't think I can derive debug for a trait, right? Derive debug? Yeah, no, okay, that doesn't work. Yeah, I have to do something. Yeah, I don't think this is what I want. It's not exactly right. No, this is like oh, maybe I can just I'll just put in the exact error. This is 9 resources plus static doesn't implement debug. Trait doesn't implement debug. Rust doesn't implement debug. I don't think that's not helping me. I remember I did it once a long time ago, and I don't think I wrote it down to my my knowledge wiki, which is unfortunate. I don't have that even open. So if I don't do that, then let's see. Custom trait derive debug. I think we can go look it up. I think I did this. I did this in the original BBECS. We can go find it there. So in like the master branch, instead of like this other branch that we're working on, let's go see if we can find it in. Do I have any traits for this? Maybe I don't. So here's this trait. It doesn't have. We don't care about debug here. Nothing in there. Oh, so maybe I didn't do it in here. Maybe it's a different project then. Could I have done it in the only other project I can think of that I may have did this in is I think maybe asteroids. Maybe I haven't done this. But yeah, I guess I did not do this. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Apparently I'm insane. So let's see. That I know there is a way to do it. I just don't remember, and I need to write it down. So dying resource plus static doesn't implement debug. So dying resource plus static doesn't implement or debug. So how do I, for resource, because this, we need to make sure that like this resource, or can I just do plus debug? Consider importing one of these items instead, and then it doesn't tell me. Oh, so if you know what? If I bet if I try to run this, it'll give me like the full error. Okay, core format debug or standard format debug. So if I do, let's say, core format debug, so, something like that. Only auto traits can be used as additional traits in a trait object. Okay, standard format. So the answer is no, I can't do that either. Hello. You don't want to hang out? You just want to... Oh, you just want it. You don't want attention, but you also want attention. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, so I can't... Yeah, unless I can do, like, dine with this. But I guess I can't do both of these together. So because of that, okay. So because of that, I cannot derive debug here. If I can't derive debug there, I can't derive debug here. If I can't derive debug there, I can't derive it here. So it ends up going all across that. Don't try to eat my stuff. And then we're gonna go to main, which now we can't debug main state anymore. So I'll just leave that off for right this second, and it'll just be upset that we're not doing all the things. Okay. So we're creating main state, in main state, creating this world. So we have the resource coming in. Then we come here. This is ECS. Okay, so we have the main resource. We add this resource in, we get the resource and the name. No, stop trying to bite. You can't have that. I wish I had a toy that I could throw for you, but I don't. I need to refresh my stock of toys down here. Then we go to resources and we have this add in here. Okay, so everything is gonna look like fine. So we have this data insert, add to you. Okay, so we're gonna come into main library and then we're gonna do self.resources.add. I don't need to clone that. So resources add, no, not that. Self dot resources dot add, not exactly. So add the resource and then the name, which impulls this to string. Okay, so fine. Oh, Jen, sir, I completely missed what you were talking because I had a cat in the way of the screen. Sorry about that. Obstruct tdebug. Yeah, but I don't. It's not generic. That's the problem that I have, is that I have this trait in resource here, and I need this. If I want to like add a debug into here, like that, now I need resource to implement. I guess I can need this. Unless I need like a T here, like plus T, then I can do T debug, like that. Yeah, expected a trait, not a type. Okay, you write T debug after resource trait, you think? So pub resource T debug. I guess the problem is I don't have a missing generics for trait. I mean, okay, so you're not super upset about this, but now okay, so last one was correct. Traits T. Oh, valid trait equals self. Oh, hold on. Let's try this. I don't think I've tried that. Okay, so we're gonna do pub trait. So T, so val trait equals self. Oh, that's interesting. So like resource self. Do I also have to say like debug? I guess where does it know about debug? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me go find that. So T equals self. Oh, so we're gonna do, okay, so T, trait, resource, T equals self. Then there's this, wait, no, that's the question. The answer. Oh, this is, wait, this is like a super trait. Trait, colon, size plus file. So trait, can I do like debug? Then I don't need this entire thing. Oh, okay. So far it's happy. Except this. Hold on. All right. Now U doesn't implement standard debug. So, okay, we need U to derive debug in order for this to work. Okay, that's it. That's what it is. So let's see. You need to do debug. World needs to implement debug. There we go. Now we can go back to main. And we can debug main. Okay, so, all right, long way around. Basically, what I found was the answer wasn't what we wanted. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. I can't not accept cookies. I feel like that's a violation of the rules. Okay, so the answer is not correct, but in a comment for the answer this is what we're looking for. Is we get trait name, colon, and then what we're doing. All right, so thank you so much, Jenser. Also, I don't know if I said good morning, but good morning. All right, so we're back to here. Okay, we're doing this entire thing because we're adding in. Okay, we're getting this. Okay, we should self resources, add that in. Let's come back to here. And we're gonna now add in this, nope, that. So we're gonna create a new world so that mute world equals world new. That gives us that, and now I want to do world dot add resource, and we're gonna hand it the arena size resource, and then the name for this is gonna be the resource name arena size. Right, and we need to wrap this up. Stacking, hello. I'm not sure the way they did it is not so enigmatic, Rust, and that's even why the first answer wasn't right. I know. It's I'm hoping that maybe that will be something that gets changed in the future. It's like one of the things where you just can't. The things that you want to do, even if you know Rust, just don't work. Okay, so what we need to do is an RC, pull in RC, do a new, and then do a ref cell, new, new, and then finally the arena size resource here. Dota, hello, your talk is now being advertised for participants. Awesome. That is always a good feeling. I take it you made the deadline. I think you made it yesterday. So that's pretty awesome. Monday, okay. Oh geez, that was 2 days ago. Time. You were exhausted. I'm right with you. Okay, so we've added this resource. Now, if we run this, we should be able to actually see this. We do new, we do a world add. Oh, we can't do this self default anymore. This isn't going to be helpful. What we need to do is now have like do a self, and then we're going to pass in the world, and that's it. So when we run this, we now see here is the world. We have this resources, and we see that this resource is in here. Now, if we want to get this back out, we would need to like query for it, or like to get like do a get on it, which is not too terribly difficult, because then we'll just get a clone of the RC, but then we can still have mutable interior mutability, so it'll be fine. All right, so what's next in our README for let's just get the rest of these going in here. So you have the arena size, background color. Let's head back into main here, and I'm thinking we'll just throw these all in. Now, that being said, we have like a lot of things we'd be passing into here. And I don't need to worry about that. Entity size. Okay, that'd be 3 things. That's only 3 things. That's not too bad. So let's we're gonna have the entity size and the background color. So we'll probably have to have like a wrapper macro for this. I don't think that... I don't necessarily want to have to create a new color over and over and over again. But a wrapper will be fine. But okay, let's say maybe before we do these, we just need to create the data types. And if we're gonna create the data types, I'm gonna start needing to bring in like actual GGEZ. So now we have a choice. I think we're gonna decide how, like we're gonna see how far we can get with 0.6, but I don't know. It's that sort of like return error thing is like a little bit weird to me. I'm wondering like how I think I'm just gonna stay with 0.5 until 0.6 releases. Maybe it'll release before we're done with this, and then we can just like switch over and use it. But okay, we got that, and then in resources, okay, so that we're gonna have the data structures. Let's add a new file in here, and this is gonna be a color. So inside of this, we're gonna hold a GGEZ color. So is gonna be a color. Yeah, let's just do I think it's gonna be graphics color. Okay, so that's the type it's gonna have. Color. Close, but not exactly. I'm a big fan of the U8s style, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have red, which is U8, green, which is U8. Yeah, okay, that looks right. I'm gonna return a self. So I'm gonna do a self of GGEZ color, graphics color new, red, not exactly close. So we're gonna do graphics color, and then it's gonna be from RGBA, and then we can just do this red, green, blue, alpha. KO2 fan, hello, good morning. What do I recommend for networking? The only networking thing that I've used so far with Rust is WebSockets. So I created a WebSocket server using Tungsten Async, and it was fine. Everything was great about it. It seems to be fast. Now, we haven't benchmarked like how fast it is, but I mean, I wouldn't mind doing another project with it or like another WebSocket library. But yeah, like, what kind of networking are you talking about? Because there's a couple different use cases for networking. Okay, so we have this color here. Then in resources, okay, so in this case, we're gonna have the background color. Now with this background color, I actually don't know if I need like these data structures like this color. I don't know if I actually need to have done that. I don't think I do. I'm changing my mind. I don't really need that. I just need this resource here for the background color, and this is going to store the actual color, right? So we're going to have the color. You're going to be a color from GGEZ, and we'll probably do an impl background color. Okay, so we also know you're going to have to derive debug. That's going to be fine. We're going to take in a GGEZ color. That's going to be fine. And then you're going to be the background color. Okay. Self color. There we go. Now we're going to impl resource for background color. And that doesn't really mean anything at this time. Multiplayer games right now using async TCP stream. How real time are we talking about? Are we talking about like real time? Like within frames? Or are we talking turn-based? And it doesn't really matter how fast it is. Because stacking real-time space shooter. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. WebSockets, if they're fast enough, could be a potential solution. gRPC could be a potential solution. And then after that, just whatever low library TCP module probably, but I've never done that myself. So lots of salt, lots of grains of salt with that. It's something I want to learn. So when I do learn it, I'll probably learn it with all of you, which doesn't help you right now. I'm sorry. Okay, so then we get this. Okay, so we have our background color that takes in this color here. So so we have that. What was the other thing in the README? We have the background color, click location. Okay, so like the clicked location where we clicked, that can be an option. Mr. Halsey was doing a network library, but he got sidetracked with his social network project. Oh, right, the mimeograph. Just right when he was getting to the thing you needed. Oh, that's too bad. Let's see, the entity size and the entity mesh. Okay. I have seen some libraries come through the subreddit, like announcing for game dev, but I don't know enough about networking to know like how good or not good they are. Avoiding Tokyo because Togglebit warned you of the evils of Tokyo. So I go back and forth on my opinions of Tokyo. Like, I think that I feel that what Tokyo has done is like the same thing that jQuery did for JavaScript, which is it essentially opened the door for like where the changes have come, right? So like there's a lot of history. We couldn't do things until Tokyo really came around and like gave us those options. But now Tokyo is this like massive project. And I think a lot of people abuse it by, just like how jQuery got abused, requiring you to have Tokyo if you're going to use their project. I think that's where like the negativity comes in. But I don't think Tokyo by itself is bad. It's just like it tends to spread. If you need to use it, now everyone that you use needs to use it. So like in an end project, I think it's fine. In a library, I'm not sure I like it. Okay, so we have this. Let's do like the clicked location would be next. So clicked location. We're gonna also have entity size. An entity mesh. Okay, so all of these. All right, click location. So we know we're gonna derive debug. Not gonna do that. Okay, this is a clicked location. Now this is gonna be an option, so this is gonna be interesting. Let's do obstruct click location. Now our location is going to have to be an option of a point. So let's have like location. That's literally what I said. But I don't think it's like actually a point. It's going to be a vector too. It's going to be the vector 2 we created. This type of vector 2. Now when we create a new one, so pub function new, we're not going to take in any location. It's going to return self. Self. We should be able to do a default here too. So we can just do self default. And then we're going to import resource for clicked location. Now, if I want to think about this, we shouldn't have to like, we should wrap it at this point in time, right? So maybe you should return like an RC ref cell self inside like that. So if I do this, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for us. Okay, that's our click location. We're gonna have methods for like updating this too, so that's gonna come later. For like setting that, but I don't know exactly how I'm gonna use it. Is that completely true? Because like we're gonna get out the RC ref cell with the self in it, so we're gonna get that. We're going to borrow mute, and then we can call methods on this click location, which would include things like yeah, it would include things like set and like get probably. Although if I just have that option, we can just like grab grab the location directly out of it. We could just do this. Okay, so let's do these one at a time. Make sure we're doing them correctly. So if we head back to main, okay, so we have our arena size. Let's also do our background color is going to be equal to a new background color. You're going to take in a new color. So it's going to be a color. Let's just do black right now. Like that. Okay, so then in main state new, we're going to take in the background color as well. So you're going to be a resources background color. Actually, I think you should just be a color. And then we can like create that here. So we're gonna have this add resource with like the resource name. And so we just have a bunch of these here. I'm also thinking that we want to update the background color to return this RC ref cell. I kind of like that. RC ref cell and then a self inside of it. So then we're gonna have a RC new, yeah, exactly that. Main is complaining. So you just want to be black like that. And then we're going to pass in the background color. Okay, so that comes in here. Then we're going to add in a world resource. So world add resource. Our resource is going to be a background color new. Pass in the background color and then resource name background color. Okay, that's all correct. What did I miss? I missed you. Oh, wait. You were correct. Oh, I have too many of these. That was my problem. Okay. So, perfect. Now. The clicked location, maybe. So I think we can actually create that also here. So in the mod, we have like click location. Go to click location. We see that we have this. It returns that it's just like a brand new option. It's a vector 2. It's empty. Wrong library. So now we're going to do the same thing. So world dot add resource. Our resource is going to be a clicked location new. And then the name is going to be a resource name Click location. Entity size. Okay, so we know we're going to take in an entity size. This is just going to be an F32. So we need some kind of like wrapper around like an F32. This should be fine. Let's go. So in resource, we're going to have pub mod. Oh, we already have entity size. Hold on. So pub struct entity size. And I'm thinking this doesn't have to be like a big, huge thing here. We can have this be a tuple type. This is just an F32 right here. So we're going to, we know you need to derive debug. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to impl entity size. So pub function new, we're going to have the size. But we're not going to return that. We're going to turn that entire like RC ref cell. So pub function new, taking a size F32. We're going to return RC, a ref cell with the self. Okay, RC new, ref cell new, and then it could just be the self. With the size inside. Okay. So that should be good there. Self, it's not like that. Like that. There you go. Except you keep on adding too many parentheses. Like a lot too many parentheses. Okay, then we're gonna impl resource for entity size. Okay. Now back to main, you're upset because we're not passing in the entity size. Let's do like 15. Okay, so now we have our entity size in here. We can now add this in. So add resource. This is gonna be entity size, new. Pass in entity size, and then resource name. That. Oh, except we need a entity size in here. Okay. Like so far, things are working out just fine. If we run this, here's all these things. Like we have this click location, which is location none. We have like, okay, ref cell. Here's our entity size. Okay, so everything is looking great for us so far. So we're loading up all that, which means the mesh is the last thing. Now we actually want to like create a simple mesh for this. So it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Let's go into mod resources, mod. This is gonna be the, I guess it's just gonna be mesh. call this like, I guess it really just can be mesh. Submod mesh, and mesh. So in mesh, you're gonna have a pub struct mesh here, and this can hold a GGEZ, a graphics mesh. That's not gonna work out for me. This is gonna be a GGEZ graphics mesh. There you go. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna need the size to come in, and that's gonna be it. So pub function, new, we're gonna need the radius, which is gonna be an F32. And I think that's all we're gonna care about, because we know this is gonna be a circle. So this is gonna be an RC ref cell with a self inside. All right, so let's start with create our GGEZ mesh. This is gonna be a mesh builder. We're gonna do a circle. So we're gonna have a draw mode. We're gonna fill that. Our point, this is just gonna be a 0. Radius, this is gonna be our radius. Tolerance, 0.1. Color, we're gonna make this white, because white's gonna be the easiest to. Oh, but if we do this, we now need the context. Okay, so context is, now this is gonna be interesting. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, today's gonna be early day for you. I hear you. I've been feeling that a lot recently. I'm worried that this is not gonna work for us. We might have to create a mesh every frame. So if I do that, we're also gonna have to like result this. This can be a game result, or it can be like an error result. We need to use error results. Nope, wrong one. Okay, that'll make you happier once you can find that. So then it'll be this result here. So then we can just question mark you. We have the mesh, and now we want to return an OK with a ref cell new. No, close, so close. So an OK with an RC new, ref cell new, self no, it's new. Ref cell new, and then a self with this and the mesh inside. There we go. With not so many things. Then we're gonna import resource for mesh, and that's it. What are you upset about? You need, oh, debug. Yes. Drive debug. Okay. So we're happy here. And then we're going to have this like blank mesh just be created for us. But in order to this, we now need to start like creating the actual context and setting that up for us too. So in like main, in lib, now we need to take in a context. So we need a ggz context. This now needs to return a result, which is an error result with a self inside. So you need to be wrapped in okay. That. But then because of that, we can now do a world add resource. This is going to be this mesh new. We're going to pass in the radius, which is going to be the entity size. And the context. And then question mark U. And then this is going to be our source name. Mesh. Okay. Oh, and resource, you don't do that. Now we're gonna have to head back into main for this because now you're upset because we don't have a context. So we need to create the context. Okay, so I think it's gonna be context and event loop equal to context builder new. Okay, so the game ID, this is gonna be zombie simulator builds. I think it's like a dot build. What am I missing? Return self. Game result. Okay, so then we're gonna return. You're gonna return an error result. Nothing in it. So at the very end, just do an okay like that. And we can do a question mark there. Now we have access to a context, and so we can pass in this context here. The context, which means you need to be mutable. Okay. Lots of stuff to get this working, but I think at this point, if I run this, everything still works. We're able to get. There we go. Now we have background color, entity size, the arena size, click location, and here is this mesh. So we've got all of those things. And if we look at our README, that's everything in it. So we've loaded up all the resources that we need into the world. If we need more of them, we can add them back later. But these are like discrete separate types. But because we have that trait, we can use dynamic dispatch to get them loaded in. Corey Graham, hello. Good evening. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end it here because I have to head off to work. And I usually end around 8:30. So welcome, and I'm also so sorry I have to run. Okay, so let's go ahead and all of this is closed down. Okay, everything is saved. Okay, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and get a raid going.